Welcome to the Alaska Migrant Education Program video training series. In this video, I'll be covering the Records Manager's roles and responsibilities for the Migrant Education Program, or MEP. A Records Manager is a district-level staff member assigned the responsibility of collecting and reporting all pertinent migratory child data in a timely basis and transmitting such information to Alaska Migrant Education Office, or MEO. Separate videos will detail the specific processes that records managers perform to accomplish the various responsibilities outlined in this video. Records managers play a vital role in the Alaska Migrant Education Program. They are responsible for ensuring that all forms, resource materials, reports, and lists are prepared for the identification and recruitment of migratory children. Additionally, records managers maintain all program files and related information. Depending on the school district, records managers may coordinate and complete the required reporting for the Migrant Education Program. This video will go into greater detail regarding the records manager's responsibilities around training, managing the identification and recruitment of migratory children in their district, and file maintenance. The first key records manager responsibility that will be covered in this video is around training. The Migrant Education Office conducts an annual statewide training on the identification and recruitment of migratory children. It is expected that records managers attend this training each year. Additionally, records managers should support their local recruiters during the recruiter portion of this training. In addition to conducting an annual statewide training, the Migrant Education Office provides districts with manuals and training materials. It is the records manager's responsibility to review the materials to ensure proper eligibility determinations for the Migrant Education Program. All staff involved with the district's Migrant Education Program should be given local training regarding local procedures and issues. Local migrant training should include all people involved with the migrant identification, recruitment, and eligibility certification. This may include recruiters, records managers, data entry specialists, migrant program coordinators, designated SEA reviewers, superintendents, principals, federal program coordinators, teachers, counselors, registrars, and paraprofessionals. It is important to remember the more district staff that understand the eligibility requirements, the easier it will be for districts to identify and recruit potential migratory children. The second key records manager responsibility that will be covered in this video is around the identification and recruitment of migratory children. Federal regulations require that a satisfactory effort be made to identify all eligible migratory children. Every effort must be made to find and enroll every migratory child who lives in the district, regardless of when they arrive in the district, whether they enroll in school, or how long they stay. It is not enough to enroll children that come to school. Special efforts need to be made to find and certify eligible children not in an Alaska public school, including private school children, homeschool children, dropouts, infants, and preschoolers. Records managers are responsible for coordinating such identification and recruitment efforts. A child is eligible to receive services for up to 3 years from their most recent qualifying arrival date, or QAD. However, annual verification and recertification of eligibility in the Migrant Education Program is a requirement in Alaska. This annual interview verifies if children are still living in the district and state, as well as determines if any new qualifying moves have been made. Records managers are responsible for coordinating the annual verification and recertification of migratory children in their district. While districts have the freedom to choose their own recruitment order, the Migrant Education Office recommends the following order to ensure that eligible children receive as much uninterrupted services as possible. First, interview families with children who have ended their eligibility since the last school year. Second, interview families with children whose eligibility will soon end. Third, interview families with children who are currently eligible. And lastly, interview new families. This includes families with children who are new to the district but have migrant eligibility from another district, and families with children new to the Migrant Education Program. There are several different activities records managers can perform to assist in the identification and recruitment of migratory children. The following is not meant to be an exhaustive list. Within the school district, questionnaires given to parents as part of an annual school enrollment packet are a valuable tool for finding potentially eligible migratory children. Questionnaires can be brief, including a few questions concerning basic migrant eligibility requirements. Collected questionnaires can then be reviewed to help determine which families should be contacted for an interview. This identification method can be very useful throughout the school year if the district continues to use the questionnaire for all new and transferring students. Referrals from school officials are another valuable identification method. Teachers, counselors, and administrators should be provided with basic instructions concerning the eligibility requirements for the migrant program. If school officials believe a child might qualify for the migrant program, they can let migrant staff know. This referral can be done informally, or a referral form can be made available by the district's migrant office. Another way to bring attention to the migrant program is to include articles explaining the importance of the program in a district or school newsletter. Many districts find it effective to set up information booths at school events such as assemblies, start of school orientation meetings, open houses, parent-teacher conferences, and family engagement nights. Posters and/or flyers placed in prominent places can be used to notify the public of the migrant program. Many districts find harbors, post offices, grocery stores, laundromats, community halls, housing units, fish processors, and preschools to be locations that are useful for reaching families of migratory children. Articles concerning the migrant program can be submitted to the local newspaper, radio, or TV station as a way to conduct community outreach. Many community organizations can provide connections to families. Providing information to and communicating with social service agencies, tribal councils, employers, libraries, PTAs, employment centers, and other community organizations can facilitate referrals. Many families frequently turn to social media platforms to connect with districts, schools, and programs. Utilizing social media to advertise the program and connect with the community members and families is a valuable tool for the Migrant Education Program. Social media posts might include information on recruitment, services, and family engagement activities. The Alaska Department of Education and Early Development collects data from school districts at various times of the year. Migrant status is part of 3 of these data collections: Fall Oasis, Participation Rate, and Summer Oasis. At the conclusion of each data collection, the Migrant Education Office provides records managers with a list of any migratory children that are attending school in the records manager's district but were identified by another district. Records managers can use those lists to contact families and recruit them if appropriate. The Migrant Education Office provides the Child Nutrition Program with monthly statewide migrant lists. These lists are imported into the statewide Child Nutrition Program database, Premier or Edge. It is recommended that records managers work with their local child nutrition teams to find students who are migrant eligible but have not been recruited by the district. This will assist districts in identifying and recruiting migratory children that are attending school in their district but have migrant eligibility from another district. Each year, records managers must obtain and provide the recruiters with the current year's Certificate of Eligibility, Annual Recertification of No New Moves, Recruiter Handbook, Records Manager Guide as needed, Fall Recruitment Report, and any other training materials and notes. Training materials are updated annually and distributed during the statewide training on the identification and recruitment of migratory children. They can also be downloaded on the MEO website at education.alaska.gov/esea/Title I-C. All fall training materials from previous years should be discarded to avoid confusion. Each district should have a map that outlines the area of its school district. The map needs to be more detailed than a map of the entire state. The school district map must be reviewed annually for accuracy, and it must have a scale for determining distance. The map should be available in the district's migrant office and be distributed to recruiters annually. Districts are responsible for ensuring that all migrant staff understand the location of the school district boundaries and any important details that are required to indicate that a move is across school district boundaries or that the move was 20 miles or more one way in a district of more than 15,000 square miles. Moves across school district boundaries do not require a map attached to the CUE. Moves within a district that is greater than 15,000 square miles must always have a map attached to the CUE to document that moves for both the child and the worker were at least 20 miles or more one way to a temporary residence. During the fall recruitment period, records managers should establish a regular schedule for receiving progress reports from recruiters regarding their contacts and interviews with families of migratory children. This is important because it allows the records manager to provide updates to the Migrant Education Office and assess whether the recruiting strategies need to be adjusted. After the fall recruitment deadline, records managers should establish a procedure for regular communication with the district recruiters. Each district should have a system for tracking the progress of migrant recruitment. Effective processes include setting recruitment deadlines, regular communication between recruiters and records managers, a uniform method for noting progress on recruitment paperwork, a system in place for collecting completed COEs and ARCs from recruiters, and an organized filing system. Each year, district records managers must work to ensure that all migratory children and youth in their district are recruited or recertified before the November 15th deadline. This deadline is set in place to help Alaska comply with the federal reporting deadlines. By November 15th, districts must have contacted previously eligible families and completed an interview and filled out a COE or ARC if applicable. In addition, they must have contacted, interviewed, and certified new eligible children on COEs. If the district does not recertify all eligible children by November 15th each year, those children may not be in the district count, and therefore the district would not receive Title-I-C funding for them. However, those children are still eligible for the Migrant Supplemental Program services and free meal benefits. Records managers should submit their COEs and ARCs to the Migrant Education Office as early as possible. This allows time for the Migrant Education Office to review the information and get back to the districts with questions, if necessary, before the November 15th deadline. Most districts begin recruitment at the start of the school year and continue through the November 15th deadline. Records managers are encouraged to recruit on a year-round basis as they become aware of new children, such as mid-year transfers, children have new migrant activity, or if any COEs are returned to the district with signatures. Records managers are responsible for notifying families of their child's eligibility determination, including those not approved. Records managers need to provide families with a copy of their child's current school year COE. Sample eligibility notification letters can be found in the Records Manager Guide. For children found to be eligible, the notification letter is an easy way to notify parents of benefits and services available through the program. The final key Records Manager responsibility that will be covered in this video is around migrant file management and retention. It is the job of the Records Manager to ensure that migrant files are kept in an orderly fashion. There are a variety of records that districts are required to maintain. First, districts must maintain each approved certificate of eligibility and annual recertification of no new moves. Second, districts must maintain in their files the various reports they submit to the Migrant Education Office each year. Finally, districts must maintain the maps used to show migratory moves with each applicable COE. Districts may choose to maintain other files that are not required to be retained for a specific period. These include, but are not limited to, student lists generated by MIS 2000, also known as SNAP reports, documentation on termed-out children, and correspondence. Certificates of eligibility, or COEs, An annual recertification of no new moves, or ARCs, must be kept for 10 years. Once the 10-year retention period is over, the district can securely dispose of those forms. Reports, such as the mass withdrawal report, must be kept for 5 years. Once the 5-year retention period is over, the district can securely destroy the reports. Records managers should review and maintain their files at least annually. In addition, districts must have written processes documenting their filing procedures. This includes a description of how records are reliably and securely maintained, preserved for future readability, accessible and retrievable in a timely manner, protected from unauthorized access, and kept for the entirety of the required retention period. To learn more about the Migrant Education Program Records Retention Requirements, please review the current year's Records Manager Guide. Thank you for the work you do to support Alaska's migratory children and youth. For more information and resources about the Alaska Migrant Education Program, visit our webpage at education.alaska.gov/esea/Title I-C, and remember, you can always find detailed information in our manual. You can connect with the Alaska Department of Education and Early Development through our website and on social media at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Flickr, YouTube, and Vimeo.